And we're live. Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is Scene from Minneapolis by Night. This is a step scene. Abel is currently been tutoring some of the rankless first shift cubs, and he's been looking for this Judge of Doom that he's seen only once before, 2 weeks ago, and he had to pull an Arun off of him for the Arun's own safety. But um, other than that, he's been palling around with Miriam because um, he's been noticing the Paradox spirits have been particularly fond of her, and they're going to be coming across a new pup coming up in Sept, or is she already on Sept? I'm not certain because I wasn't here for most of the conversation. Let's find out.
From my understanding, the warder has already greeted Riot and allowed her on Sept.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're just we're going to be coming across her and meeting her for the first time, and
Second time in Miriam's case because she was in the background of that.
Oh, second time. First time for Abel, and this is where we'll start our scene. With Miriam and Abel walking around on steps. Abel is still currently probably getting the weird looks, but he's not paying attention because he's still happy that he's home, and he doesn't care about the looks. Oh.
All right. Miriam is more than likely going to wherever the heck she was allowed to stash her stuff near Sept, but not quite on Sept because it's got a lot of techie things. And changing her shirt that she just got done bleeding over last night. Because goddamn rolling 3 1s trying to cast something, damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Having decent arret lets you cast spells, but it also lets you get crap tons of paradox in one fucking blow.
Right.
And getting 3 bashing damage from the inside of your head out is not fun.
Right.
Yeah, that sounds like no fun at all.
No.
Yeah.
Just imagine if you took paradox from healing a person.
Oh, that means you not only get their wounds, but you get extra wounds.
Yeah.
Also, it does depend on your paradigm for healing people and whether or not you want it to be coincidental or not, and other fun shit.
Right.
But that's sidetrack. So yeah, Miriam's returning on Sept with a new outfit, and since the trial, she's been allowed to get her stuff back, so she's got her collection of Snarky T-shirts back. At least her spare collection, because her main collection blew up with the Chantry.
Right. Abel would have at least came with you because, well, he's taken notice that you're, but giving your privacy to let you change.
Yeah. So Miriam's walking back on Sept with a T-shirt that reads, "There's no place like 127.0.0.1."
Oh. Yeah. Abel's just looks at the shirt confused.
If you key that into a computer, it will loop back to your own computer.
So it's basically saying there's no place like home?
Yep.
Okay, I'm caught up now. Oh, Lord.
So
why is it that this one particular freaking judge is now the hardest person to find on set?
maybe that's because he's allowed to leave the sept.
I, I have not heard him leave. That's the problem.
Yes, but it seems to me that most of you could just come and go as you please. So that's what I'm trying to say.
Right,
So maybe he's out in town or somewhere else doing something else.
right.
Anyways, there was apparently a new cub coming to Sept last night. Want to go say
Oh,
hi?
sure. And he'll let Miriam lead the way.
Yeah. Uh, Miriam's gonna head to whatever cabin they've got Riot sleeping in, or if Riot's in Lupus, wherever she saw Riot go.
No, she didn't shift into Lupus. She's in Hamid.
All right. Then whatever cabin they've got her staying in.
Okay. She's sitting with her rifle
Be right
taken
back.
apart in the cabin. On the bed, there's a large fur blanket kind of shoved in the corner of the bed. And she looks up when you come in and she says, "Oh, hi.
Hi.
I didn't get to talk to you last night, but you were kind of there. So I guess you heard a little bit about what I've dealt with."
Yeah. Miriam Cohen, and you're Riot.
That's right.
Quick perception firearms. What kind of rifle is it?
The Remington Model 8.
Nice. Model 8?
Model 8, yep.
I worked with a few SEALs who preferred that particular model.
Really? It's kind of old.
Yeah, but you can't beat some of the older models. If you have too many bells and whistles, snipers don't like it.
It's not that great for sniping and doesn't have a very long range.
Mm.
People
Well, I
having no
wasn't.
skill in firearms is just like
Yeah,
just
I wasn't
looking at
working.
between
I
me and
wasn't
you two.
working with them that closely. I was their radar support.
Ah, I see.
Yep. And this is Abel.
Uh, Hi, Abel. Here at a riot.
Nice to meet you. I guess full introductions are in order. Um, Abel Griffin, you may have been hearing some rumors of a guru by the Lieutenant Theers by the name of Wakes the Dragon, atoned in silver, running around.
Oh, that's the first I've heard.
Oh, you're the only one that hasn't heard yet.
Well, I just got here, so I haven't
Yeah.
heard much.
Well, I'm Miriam. I'm not a guru, but I'm a ward of the Sept.
Hmm.
I'm a
Well,
I'm a mage.
um, well, like I said, I'm Riot. I'm a silent strider, and I'm a Philodox.
Hmm.
I don't have any rank yet, so that's that.
Paradox. I'm trying to form a pack, and we're going to need a paradox eventually, if you're
Okay,
interested.
I might be, yeah.
Cool.
And if it's any consolation, you still outrank me. Heck, the kinfolk outrank me. So
Not in the eyes of the warder.
True, but in the statement of the judge.
And he just gets a very you get that small look of anger when you said judge, and she goes, "If the warder thinks otherwise, I'm going with the warder."
I'm going with the I'm not trying to piss anybody off. Judge, warder, or otherwise, because I've seen you guys go Krenos.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to be on the bottom of the barrel, but if anybody tries to treat me like I'm on the bottom of the barrel, then they're going to see what a mage can do.
Yeah. Well, we may have rage, and our Krenos form is pretty gnarly. Uh, the one shifter you really should not get on the wrong side of is Chia Bear.
Yeah,
I'm glad you think that way. 'Cause you have your own stuff to deal with.
Uh, well,
yep.
You know?
You may want to mute while you're not talking because your noise is back.
sorry.
I know you can't control it. I'm just pointing it out.
Yeah, this one I can't control. Well, currently we have a situation with a spirit brood that particularly loves our magi guests, known as paradox spirits.
Yeah, there may be a few other mages running around at the request of one of the kinfolk who needs some help getting rid of them.
Hey everybody.
Hello.
Uh,
We can bring you in. We can bring you in scene in a moment.
Alright.
Mostly, it's to introduce Riot, and because Abel needs to talk to some other mages.
Alrighty.
yeah, on the Oktana thing.
And speaking of which, I think one of them might be nearby. I'm gonna go see if I can contact her. And Miriam's gonna put a thumb to her necklace, and those Guru can do perception primal urge to see her do a thing.
Sure.
Yeah, by the way, Anna needs to get that ring back from Mary whenever that's possible.
Yeah, Miriam's still got the ring.
Okay.
I'm gonna ritual cast this, so she's gonna be spending half an hour casting this thing. Nope, she's gonna be spending a full hour casting this thing.
Because the dice say fuck you.
I'm gonna drop 2 quint on this. There you go.
Boom.
Fine.
Okay.
There are paradox spirits around, so is there anything that you guys are doing in particular that while Miriam's spending an hour goddamn meditating and trying to cast a spell?
Well, I certainly put my rifle back together in that amount of time,
Yep.
and I didn't even have to rush.
Yeah, Abel was watching Riot the entire time because guns are a new thing to him.
Well, I guess.
But yeah, after that time, Miriam manages to make it so that she can establish a telepathic contact without only trying to say everything in one combat round. Because I need
Combat.
Well, yeah, it's if you only get one success, it only lasts for like an instant. So, hi, I've got telepathic contact. Oh, okay, bye.
That's not handy.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, you need to put some successes into duration. That's why I had to ritual cast this damn thing. And yeah, so hey Jezebel, Miriam's attempting to contact you telepathically. Are you resisting?
Nope. I would
Okay.
never resist Miriam. Do you think I should get? Wait, I'm gonna do an awareness check so I can see who's trying to get into my head first, rather
Yep.
than just someone in. Hold on a second. I gotta open up my character page.
Actually, I'm going to say this for roleplay purposes. When Miriam contacts you telepathically, it has a she has a ringtone of Haba Nagula.
Oh,
Jimmy's madly in love with her.
It's
you
pretty
sure it's
dang
not
obvious.
Shaham Farash? Did you hear me?
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Are you sure it's not?
um,
Are you sure it's not Shaham Farash? How about Amanitize the Eshkatan? That works too, right?
Yep. Or any of the dreidel songs.
I only know one.
There's like 5.
Oh, well, you know.
You be careful too.
Either way, a very Jewish ringtone is buzzing in Jezebel's ear.
At a character, I would have so expected Ride of the Valkyries. That's just me.
Oh, crap.
so what was I rolling this perceptive
meanwhile,
primal urge for?
Eventually that'll stop too.
Sorry.
Miriam's doing magic, and you can tell that's what she's doing, and it's weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before, so.
Yeah.
I probably stopped fiddling with my gun for a minute to watch because this is weird to me.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's Gnosis, but it feels like it's similar, especially on that second half hour where she looks a little frustrated and she pours more power into it.
Oh, okay.
I guess Jesse lets her in.
Yeah, and Miriam goes, Jezebel, where are you?
I am at the Lady of Lords.
Would you mind meeting
Talking to
me?
Armor.
Would you mind meeting me on the Guru Sept? I gave you the location previously.
No problem.
Cool. And
All right.
Miriam will. Okay, go on.
She doesn't leave. Honor of God. She'll show up in her magenta colored Volvo. It has a symbiotic sticker in the back rear view mirrors and a flaming skull over the gas tank. That's how you know it's her car. She also has a really warped jacket box ball head on her antenna. It's got a pentagram on it.
This is a mage car. Hi, technocrats. Blow this up first.
So,
No.
so technically not a mage. No, never.
Absolutely. I'm just being silly. But yeah, Miriam will open her eyes. One of my Cabal mates will be here shortly.
Awesome.
Wow.
It's sort of like a mage pack.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. You might like her. She's a dream speaker. They're shamans.
Cool. I mean, I don't know a lot about spirit stuff, so.
All right,
Neither
well,
do I, and that kind of was why I'm here. So.
There we go.
All right. Well, I guess she's there now. She'll show up and be like, "Hey, Miriam."
Hey, Miriam would have gone off to meet her and then come back with Jesse, just so.
Okay.
Because you wouldn't have been allowed to
And-
drive the car on Sept without a whole bunch of Krynos and Hispo Guru tearing it apart. So.
Right.
So.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
she
true.
said,
Yeah.
by the way, she said as she's being escorted by Miriam to the ground, it turns out that I'm actually not the whore of Babylon. I think I might go by Sophie from now on. I would appreciate that, please.
You got cut off there.
She says, by the way, it turns out that I'm actually not the whore of Babylon. How do you like that? I can't go by Jezebel anymore. I can't. Talk to you about that later. Just, call me Seraphine from now on. I think that's a lot better.
Miriam smirks and says, "You are aware that that I too changed my name upon becoming a mage."
Oh, well, yeah, that's tradition. You never let anybody know your real name. I mean, come on.
Miriam will shrug and she says, "Actually, it's mostly so that it would be harder for my family to find me."
Well, you know where I came from. I didn't want the hunters to find me.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Turns out that actually...
I don't think the hunters are pissed off that you walked out of an arranged marriage, now are they?
Oh, no. But they also don't treat defectors very well either.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
actually, let me put it to you this way: is I would rather deal with those hunters than get put in that wedding dress.
Oh,
yeah,
that's saying a lot.
Yeah.
Since I talked to Armor of God for a lot lately, and he really helps me find a lot of inner peace. Yeah, I feel a lot better. I couldn't tell you.
Armor does that quite a lot.
Well, he's a good man.
He's got some funny ideas, but he's a good man.
Yeah.
Who's this?
I think we've all got some funny ideas.
Oh, that's why we are what we are. And with that, Miriam will head back to Riot's cabin. This is Seraphine, and her name may change again by the next time you meet her.
Well,
I think I'll stick with this one for a while.
Either way, pleased to make your acquaintance. I'm Riot. This is my current humble abode. She gestures around the cabin. There's not much. There's a pack leaned on the bed. There's a large fur blanket wadded up in the corner of the bed. There's a rifle laying in the middle of the bed. And yeah, there's a girl sitting cross-legged on the bed. That's Riot.
And as you look upon Seraphine, you notice she's obnoxiously beautiful. I have a high charisma and high appearance rating. Also, the unconventional beauty merit. So she may not necessarily be your type, but you might feel attracted to her anyway. I don't know if you're into chicks or whatever, but I'm just dropping it down for you. That's what you get. She's very, very sensual, very, very sensuous. She wears like silks and satins, and has long curly black hair, big purple eyes, and she extends her hand and says, "It's nice to meet you."
Riot kind of smiddle and takes her hand and shakes it. She looks amused at something. You can't really tell what, though. I don't know if you can tell from the picture, but she's got a mohawk with the sides of her hair dyed blue.
Yeah.
And there's glyphs shaved into the sides of her head, so you probably can't read werewolf glyphs, though, so that's not...
Oh, no.
Really not.
Yeah. I could theoretically pull enough mind to read them, but I don't feel like it, so meh.
Right.
They're just weird symbols to you, basically.
Yeah. Abel will introduce himself. Well, my name is, like you guys, will be probably changing by the next time you see me, but for right now, my human name's Abel, but I go by Wix the Dragon, atoned in silver. Yes, I'm the one that did it.
Yeah, that means that you should be getting the deed. If mages gave out deed names, you'd be explodes the chantry.
The good thing about fireproof.
I didn't catch
yeah,
it the
that.
first time around, but you said wakes the dragon. Does that have anything to do with this green dragon situation?
Yeah.
Yes.
We have had a headquarters. We call it a chantry, sitting upon a place of power, and we were told that it had an awakening spirit, and so we were empowering it because we wanted a spiritual ally. The problem is that that spirit turned out to be Green Dragon, and we were starting to get some disturbing signs, so I brought Abel in to help identify the thing, and he wakes it up.
Oops.
Oh, nice.
Well, I'm responsible too. I motivated everybody by making that gold manifesting bacteria inside the node. I kicked the first domino. So, what am I supposed to do?
Seraphine, it's not your fault because as leader I have to take responsibility and deal with the consequences.
Well, just because you tell me to do something doesn't mean I should, Mary. You're not my boss. You're my friend.
And
Yeah.
not to mention,
But,
in that situation, none of us probably were at fault. All of us had
if there's any, yes, but the one who has to deal with the consequences,
That's all you can do.
at least on the end of the mages, is me because I was in charge.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm callable too.
She's gonna scratch at her collarbone a little bit, and it's kind of noticeable, but she doesn't actually reveal the runes that are carved into her flesh.
And Abel is going to notice this with perception alertness roll.
You don't even need a perception alertness roll. She's shown Abel those runes.
With actually, that's true. He's going to roll rage.
Here comes my perception alertness roll.
Because he knows what she's scratching at,
Whoops.
and it's not a happy subject for him.
Does he just frenzy? Because you roll willpower to resist frenzy. You roll rage to frenzy.
Oh, damn once.
Well, either way, he's
yeah,
fine.
she looks like she's to me.
He's actually fine because I looked at the book, the revised Umbra book, and he has a +2 diff to frenzy.
Okay.
So he's actually fine. Either way.
And if you were rolling your rage, you didn't roll enough successes to frenzy anyway, though.
Yeah, he's a theurge. He only has, but due to Rage Bane previously, from and before Green Dragon, he actually got 3, so he doesn't actually have enough rage to frenzy.
Yeah, same here with Riot. She has 3 rage, so she can't actually frenzy either.
Sort of was like that too. Sort of only had 3 rage, poor girl.
He's angry, but it quickly disperses and is like, again, I'm sorry about that.
Something up? What's going on? She looks at Abel with concern.
He had to take the responsibility from the werewolf end.
Yeah.
So both of us have had quite a time.
I understand. That's where the silver comes from, huh?
Yeah.
You must be a hurting you.
That's why I'm still red. This isn't a sunburn.
Well, if you'd like, I could heal you.
I think even with your magic, it'd take too long.
You'd be surprised.
And, well, more
I'm
to the
good
point,
at
are you are you allowed to be healed?
I
Because
wouldn't
if that's
know.
not a sunburn,
I
that isn't
I
that some kind of battle scar?
I
My
am,
character
but
doesn't understand what that
uh,
means very well yet.
I don't know exactly, but um, it's actually going with what a spirit incarnate told me. Sometimes we have to wear our deeds.
Okay, I
Yeah,
understand.
Uh,
that makes
it
sense.
everybody will notice it's starting to fade away into a tan skin. It's just there's that underlying hint of red to that skin tone that seems to never go away.
Hmm. Like he had gotten burned.
Yeah.
Out of
I know.
character,
I
I
know a
know.
little. I know a little about you people. A little bit. I've been here and there. I've found.
Oh,
So
well,
it's just
yeah.
if you need help at all, just come my way. I do a lot of.
I thank you.
I can determine the future of an event. I can determine the fate of something or someone. I can find where someone is. Whatever you guys need, I'm here for.
That's good to know.
Mostly, I wanted to discuss with you, at least in person, because I'm sick of only being able to speak telepathically. Um, First off, uh, is there any progress on dealing with the paradox spirits around here?
Well, I know that Aline has been up here strengthening the gauntlet. That's all I'm aware of as far as he's concerned. I have.
He's also been making a box for the big bad dragon that came out of the chantry.
Yes, yes, the bubble that we're supposed to chase him into.
I
I
Oh, there
understand
go.
that.
These
Um,
our lovely big giant wolf friends are going to be chasing him into the box, and we're going to be keeping him there.
Oh, that doesn't
well, there
sound
you
like
go.
fun.
That sounds like a plan.
yeah. Um,
That's the best
Yeah,
plan
well,
we've got.
I've
do
noticed.
you remember? Do you remember the giant stone in the dungeon in that under that house that we found a couple of days ago, a couple of weeks ago? It clean out and it broke his bed.
Yep.
Huh?
Yeah,
Uh,
that was big. That was
I
big
well,
memory.
Yeah, I chased that down. Bad Juju. Who I scryed in on him, and not only could he tell, but he was able to partially disrupt my ability to see. Actually, tried to attack my psyche. He's in some kind of Greco-Roman building halfway across town. We got to reunite that sword and stone, but whoever is behind that is definitely not one to take lightly because he faced Armor of God in his first life, and Armor of God attacked him with everything that makes us mighty, and he still stands.
Show me, Miriam says, offering a hand.
Okay, she takes her hand and closes her eyes.
Yeah, Miriam's going to establish telepathic contact.
All right, she's cool with that.
All right, and she is going to attempt to share memories
Okay.
and offer them memories.
Yep, she'll just transfer everything she knows about that over to you.
All right, and
So y'all don't just mess around with bangs without knowing what they are. Y'all mess around with other things as well.
Miriam's going to break contact at that point. She's going to go. It's sort of the nature of being what we are, is that we get thrust into these damn things. And also things seek us out quite often.
Oh, yes. I
Like,
feel like whoever saw me back is probably going to be knocking on my door before too long. I'm definitely scared shitless, to say the least.
oh, great.
Well, he saw me.
Do
You
I even
know,
want to
he
know what?
threatened me.
Do I even want to know that y'all have any hint of what this thing is, or do I even want to know what it is?
We don't know what
I
it
don't
is.
even know.
Huh.
It didn't look like
All I know is that it's
all in. I don't know much about Banes and spirits. I know that it doesn't look like the one that I ended up fighting personally. It looks
all I
very
know
big
is that
and
it's
very
ancient.
yeah. It looks very big, very bad. And if Armor of God can't beat it, there's no way we can come close to scratching the damn thing.
Okay, it's 101 on spirits and banes. Banes have a potential of possessing a person, any kind of person, and melding with them in a corrupt way that basically it's a corrupt way of mockery of how me and Riot here are half spirits.
Okay.
I understand.
Called them Pomori.
It's
Ugh.
a possession.
Uh,
Riot
It's a kind of
gets a
forced
really
possession.
disgusted look on her face, and she says, "Ugh, for more, I hate them."
Riot and everybody would notice when he says Pomori, there's a slight snarl to his lips. Um,
I don't know anything about that. What's a Fomori?
Out of
Pieces of
character,
shit, that's what they are.
yeah,
I'll take your word for it.
were you involved in this the attack at the orphanage that Miriam told me about?
I wasn't
The,
involved with it, but I know about it.
that was a Fomori.
I haven't been
Apparently,
there yet.
they ejected it out of a baby, and the bane out of a baby, and sealed it off. Basically, it's a bane that took possession
We
and
had
blended with a human.
we had to deal with one of those a few
Yes,
weeks
one
back.
of our own sacrificed himself to steal it away.
Just FYI, they can take possession of anything and anybody.
I'll be completely honest. The thing in the stone seems less like that and more like a demon.
But they say that it confuses anything or anyone, and it was inside a sword.
Oh, and let me see if Abel will be actually rolling this from occult at a high difficulty because he has no demon lore at all because Peru don't deal with demons that much.
Miriam's mostly working on the fact that she has esoterica. So
Um,
Well,
okay, apparently
Jezebel
he has
has
something.
Jezebel has a lot of knowledges because of her history.
Yeah, that's 4 successes with creative logic spec.
yeah, is possible, but I'm pretty sure we need a lot more information before we can deal with this thing, and we've got a lot more immediate problems.
Yeah, and
Yes.
occult knowledge is basically he's working with mortal knowledge of demons
Yeah,
too.
it came out of a giant rock chained up in a basement with runes on it. It sounds like a demon.
No, it's Arthurian. You know, it's a sword and a stone. They have to be bound together. There was another spirit that was inside that room. I think that spirit, which wasn't necessarily evil but highly unpleasant, the one that sent Aline away, has something to do with the binding of this entity. Because it was also there. The sword was placed
Oh,
inside the stone. There is a slit that is in line with runes.
I think there's one thing we can agree on here, Seraphim, and
Yeah?
that's the Order of Hermes fucked up.
Oh, well, yeah, they should have examined a lot more before saying, here you go. Yeah, have fun with
um,
that.
okay. Obviously, demon from what y'all could tell me, and partly due to the fact that it sounds like a thing that my tribe can do, that was definitely a prison. And if you release, from what you told me, uh, most likely that other entity was its guard. You released both of them, meaning the lock's been broken.
So will reuniting the sword and the stone reconsecrate the binding?
Uh, More than likely, but you would have to reestablish the magics that that consecrated the binding to begin
Okay.
Then we need to handle Green Dragon first.
with. Yeah,
It's a lot more immediate, and this thing seems to be content to bide its time.
Yeah.
right.
It
Let's deal
certainly
with
didn't
the
teleport my brain out, so I'm fine.
yeah. Let's deal with the one gigantic threat, than this
Yeah.
one that's being quiet.
Yeah, I understand. I'm just here to share aid, you guys. That's what I do in the Cabal. I'm the intel guy. I'm the one that gathers all the data. That's what I do.
Um,
And hey, it may sound odd coming from me, but I trust you. All right?
Thank you, Miriam. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
I
Don't do
actually,
anything vulgar while you're around here, because those paradox spirits are painful enough when you're doing coincidental magic.
yeah.
Okay. So I guess maybe
Oh,
healing that might not have been great because to heal his damage, I probably would have had to work in that prime magic, and that's vulgar.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've
And
Vulgar magic. It's
Miriam
scary.
will look at Riot. I'm sorry, you're probably terribly confused by those sorts of terms.
She says, I gotta admit, my head is getting kind of full. I'm gonna go use
You got
the
a
little
shot
girl's
glass
room.
between your ears, honey. You got a shot glass between your ears, honey.
Yeah. I've
A little
actually,
bit more than that.
Miriam, it's kind of fortunate that I got both of you. Um, and right, if you want, I can do this class with you later. I've been meaning to get back in touch with you on owning up to my part of our deal. I I will be willing to teach both of you spirits and the worms of spirits specifically.
Oh, yeah.
That would be amazing. Here I am, a shaman of my soul, and I have no spiritual esoterica. That's like a lion without a mane.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Hey, Miriam.
awakened on a weird day.
Yeah, it's Seraphim here was a hunter in another life.
Oh.
Kind of
Oh
gathered that.
God, did you have to look out of that, Miriam? I'm not proud of that. I'm really
We're-
not.
If we deny our past, then we can never grow from it.
And
Well,
besides, we
I'm
only
not
have,
denying it. I'm just not proud of it.
and
Yeah, I'm
don't
not
I never
worry about it.
denied it.
Yeah, I'm not asking you to be proud of it. I'm just contextualizing some things.
And
I know.
uh,
It's
we only know
dreadful to
you
me.
for what you are now, and uh, you at least wised up and came to what you were meant to be. So it's all good.
Well,
Uh,
Avatar's
I
done.
awakened. I
Yeah.
didn't live. I couldn't live a life of hypocrisy. I couldn't hunt witches while I am one. You know? I couldn't destroy
right.
the supernatural while I am supernatural. That's like a snake eating its own tail. That can't go on for long.
Well,
Yeah.
let's.
It's just remember, God has a purpose for all of us.
Sorry, you can hear me.
Right.
Right, raises her eyebrow.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah. Believe me, I know that. I was trying to get away, and it's like I ended up exactly where I needed to go, even though I was trying to flee, and I came back home anyway. If that's not a hand of God on my shoulder, I'm not sure what is.
And
Apparently,
Yes, I
their
figured
god is what we would call God, from what I gathered. Looking at right.
well, I can certainly say that Gaia has had her hand in bringing me here and taking me in other places I've went.
D&E.
um, I know that
And I
you.
got it quite a while ago.
I'm
And I
sorry,
had
Ruben.
several,
You gotta
but
you gotta
I'm
mute for a
muting.
second.
I'm muting.
Miriam
Okay.
will look at Riot, and she'll say, "We both serve gods that are real and powerful and strong, and they have
Well,
plans for all of us."
I prefer to refer to it as source. Anthropomorphize, and when you anthropomorphize a deity, you do all kinds of bad things. You know, you do yourself a disservice to that entity and to yourself because you're probably oversimplifying its nature. So I call it source.
Miriam will shrug and say, "Adonai simply is what he is, or what she is, or what it is. There are many
Well, yeah, you
natures
can't
to
call it.
God, and
When you anthropomorphize gods, it invites you to create horrible things upon upon your fellow humans. Never anthropomorphize the deity ever.
Miriam will shrug. God has many names for many natures. There are many in the
Yeah,
chorus that call God the one in the prime.
yeah, that's another name for it too. Because source is source. Everything comes from it. That's why it has so many names. That's why it has so many facets because it's source. Makes sense to me.
But whatever it is, it gave Moses the law on top of Mount Sinai. So
Well, that's one story.
Riot just shakes her head at this. She's like, "All right, I'll be back in a few minutes. I've got to take a walk and think about everything that you guys have just said
we'll
because
be
this is
here.
pretty strange." So, out of
Oh,
character, I have to restart my computer. So,
That's fine. Yeah, we'll be here.
I'll
Okay,
be back
sorry.
in a minute.
Um,
No, it's okay.
keep going clean, mind dirty.
what did I miss?
It's Riot's gotta going. Yeah, I've got to go take a walk and think on this, and
Alright.
we're discussing the nature of God.
Alright. Abel will be just waiting for the conversation to finish. So, or he's gonna wait until later to actually start teaching.
Oh well, if you want to start those lessons post haste, I mean I'm all for it. My mind's open. I'm ready right now.
All right.
I need to learn more about spirits and as well. I've learned a lot in my time here, but I still need to learn more so I can actually affect the dang dragon.
Well, I can give you the basics of cosmology, spirits, uh, lore of the enemy, the worm.
I've got the basics. The problem is that
This one has
as
red line on it.
as a mage, I need to translate the
The
lore that I
item
know.
number, would that help?
Into something.
You gotta not have that much noise. I can't talk over it.
6004.
Sorry.
Yeah, I've got to translate the lore that I know into my paradigm, which
Archon.
is easier said than done.
That's why I like being able to fit anything into my paradigm if I want to.
Yeah, some of us are more flexible than others, but I deal with the
Hey, guys
mathematical.
like it.
I deal with the mathematical underpinning that God used to create the universe. So,
Well, I think the universe can only be understood through metaphor. So,
I don't know. I can do quite a bit with mathematics.
Well, and
Mathematics are a metaphor. They're only meaningful to us. They're not meaningful to the universe.
I can get you the basics of cosmology, and I have a recently new understanding of totems.
That should help me.
Uh, that was from my well, Miriam knows of what happened during my 2 week and he does the air quotes vacation. Um, I didn't just go to Erebus. I went to the pit, the abyss.
Oh. For some reason, I don't think that's even half as warm and fuzzy as it sounds.
It's not. Um, it really isn't. I actually, um, well, the abyss is if you ever delved into the old Greek myth stories, it's kind of like that.
What? Which stories?
The Greek myth of Tartarus.
Oh, yes. I'm familiar with Twitter.
Do you hear me?
Well, it's like that. It's a big, huge pit.
Yes, I'm trying to fill the paper.
Um,
The Jews refer to it as
Can I
Sheol.
ask you a
It's
question?
not a nice place.
Yeah, it's the surrounding area is covered in fog and uh, rocky, wet mud.
I don't have to fill out what
Well,
I'm
the
applying
actual
for,
pit area
whatever. I have to fill out.
is divided into several paths. The silver path, the gold path, and he rattles them off. Luckily, I made me and my new friend, who's apparently of Fianna heritage, she doesn't remember her own name because her time there.
How do I send it back to you? Do I
Only
send
made it
to
to the gold. I had to go to the gold path and fulfill my own task to the Lady of the Silver Lake. Um, there's several stories that I've heard. There's the Night Master. Don't go near him. He's
Oh,
not
I
a
don't
friend to
intend to
anyone.
visit this place at all.
Yeah, if somehow you cross into there, the only way out is down.
Oh,
What?
well. How do you find down in the abyss?
Um. Oh, sorry, Josie. We're talking about the spirits and what Abel's learned about them, and certain umbral realms that should not go into.
Yeah, I gathered as much. I'm just saying, Riot comes in and she's like, the abyss? What?
Oh.
She's smiling again though. She looks like she's cheered up. I don't know if that's probably
632?
you guys could make a perception awareness or perception
Empathy.
alertness, yeah, or empathy. And
Quiet, rest it.
All right.
Okay, my empathy check.
254.
Oh, man alive.
8530.
Oh, fuck me hard.
well, I was gonna say.
Hold on.
Oh, no,
sorry. Wow.
Here's Jezebel. Shit, she doesn't even know. God.
Yeah, she doesn't even notice, but Abel does.
What
Riot looks like she might be a little stoned, so
Oh,
I'll
no.
Make it
Went
a
off
So
smoked a
we might
joint.
check.
let me knock off several levels of that difficulty to
Yeah,
3.
let me get a perk alert going. Give me a moment. I spaced out because everything's being noisy.
Happens.
Can I do an alert? Can I try an alertness check to smell it if she's stoned?
Yes. Yes.
Probably.
All right.
What is the company name? Do you have a company name?
What is the company name? Do you have a company name?
AR.
I'm sorry. Trying to mute. It's being like slow kids at play right now.
Man, I'm gonna
God.
spit on my face, I swear.
Oh!
Oh my god. So
I'm
Abel
stoned
is
one.
pretty much
God.
the only one who notices.
I'm a drop of willpower because why the hell not? Hey, I noticed.
I'm not gonna waste the willpower points on this.
Why not? Tomorrow you get them all back.
I thought it's like one point a week.
No, willpower comes back if you get a night's
Oh.
sleep.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll remember that.
Or if you act in accordance to your nature, you get one back instantly. Willpower comes back like that.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
Or your
it's quintessence that takes a long time.
Yeah.
Ah.
Well, will Riot, if she has primal urge, roll perception primal urge
Yeah,
for
she
me, please,
is final urge.
because this is scent based.
Miriam is
Standard difficulty? Because if so, she got 3 successes.
For what? For the stoned guru, there's smell of jerky coming from Abel.
Miriam's gonna smirk at Riot. She's gonna say, "Well, if you wanted to feel better, you could have just asked."
No. I wanted to be able to think about what you guys were saying better. And it makes sense now. It makes sense.
So what have you?
Everything makes sense when you do substances.
Yes.
I spent some time with the.
Abel reaches into the pocket of his basketball shorts and pulls out a piece of jerky and passes it to her.
She waves it off. She's like, "No, I'm fine. I've already eaten today.
Okay.
I don't get the
God, happy,
munchies like
hungry,
some
sleepy. What's
people
wrong with
do."
Just tell me when you start getting the munchies. If it's the weed I'm thinking of, you're going to in the next 5 minutes.
Jezebel kind of perks a mind out.
I've had this with me for a
When
while,
Seraphine
so I doubt it's.
Okay.
I doubt it's the weed that you're thinking of. This came from me with New York, and
Oh.
besides, I never get the munchies anyway. I don't know. It's just I don't.
Oh, okay.
She settles back onto the bed and she starts taking her rifle apart again.
Well, we were just starting something that you might have a little bit more easier understanding of. Spirits and umbral realms that no one should ever go to.
Okay, that sounds interesting. I know a little bit about the Umbra. I've been in the Umbra a little bit. Oh yeah, Miriam, you would remember that she came here on a moon bridge and had to talk to a loon to get here.
I don't have any spirit to see sideways, so
No,
you basically, as far as I know, you basically just teleported here.
No, but I was saying that was something that Riot actually told
Okay.
Cliath and Twain, so you would know because she said it, not because you saw it. You wouldn't have seen the loon anyway.
Right.
Well, as far as the abyss goes, I don't know how y'all can naturally sense magic, but our primal nature allowed me to sense different weak points in the umbral of the abyss, and I was able to exert my nose influence of my gnosis and open portals to. I was able to open a portal to the gold path that led to our my the person that I had to talk to, and he sent me in the Fiona here from there. But the different paths on there, yeah, one of them do not go into because it gets you precariously close to a black spiral dancer hive.
Oh,
That's no good.
Yeah, and the Night Master.
I don't know anything about either of those. I just know they
Um,
sound bad.
uh, Black spiral dancers are Guru that fall into the worm.
Ah,
Yep.
so evil werewolves.
Yes. Um, they're at odds with the Night Master who fell to the abyss. So still evil werewolf, but different evil.
So what do you mean by
Wow.
fell to the abyss?
Say again.
What do you mean by fell to the abyss?
Um, that's as far as the story has gotten. He's a traitor. Used to be a shadow lord that went to the abyss and never came back.
Huh.
That's
Hmm.
as
You said
far as I gotten with the stories.
you met someone who talked to you there though?
I met uh the I met the person that I rescued that I brought back, and she's a Fianna heritage. There's a spirit there on the uh, makes the gold path his home called the cow
Huh.
that sent us home, and I had to pass along a message from the lady at Silver Lake, um, basically saying it's time, and he said I can't return to the Gaian realm yet. I have to prepare, but eventually I will.
That sounds heavy.
Yeah. Luckily, we almost ran into the Black Spiral dancers that called the Abyss home. If we didn't uh, cross paths with Sitao when we did.
Sounds like a lucky guy for you to have met.
Yep. Um, spirits, they're rather easy to understand and deal with. Other than that, um, he gives you a rather decent explanation on spirit lore, which basically gives you all spirit lore 1.
Okay.
Miriam already picked up Spirit Lore 1 last night. Yay!
And
But
what's the XP cost of that?
Lores
for
aren't.
lores, it's
Lores don't
free.
cost. It's free. You learned it in a scene.
Yeah, you learned it in a
Oh, okay.
scene. You're also learning worm lore, but cosmology is like free for the first dot,
Yeah.
which you're also learning.
I've already got a dot of cosmology. God dang it!
For the people that don't have it, it's 3 for the first dot, which he's teaching you as he's going.
Well, I don't have any experience, so.
Well, for when you this is for when you
Downtime's
downtime.
coming up in about 6 days. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Yay, XP.
So
Yay.
spirit doohickus and
Spirit lore 1, Umbra lore 1.
Yeah, well, Spirit Lore 1, Umbra Lore 1, which I say will go with cosmology, because that will pretty much be basics of cosmology.
right.
Um, he will go into the basics of worm lore. The worm basically calls the umbral realm of Malthus home. The Black Spiral Dancers were once Gaian, or of the Earth, at one point called the White Howlers. And he'll go into the whole thing of what y'all basically fought was called a Fomori. A In this case, it was a baby possessed and blended with a Bane spirit, one of the Worm Brood. Usually with our claws and teeth, we can attack the very essence of spirits when they're in the umbral realm or when they're uh, choose to manifest. I don't know how y'all would do it.
You guys are spirit eaters, huh?
Um, one of our group is, but we can harm spirits and most likely eat them. But if we had to, but that's for like if we were near starving, which I could have the entire time while I was in the having my 2 week vacation, but I couldn't bring myself to do it.
Uh, one of those things you really prefer not to, huh?
Yeah,
I can understand. They're sentient after all.
yeah, pretty much. Anything, uh, pretty. One other thing you
Miriam's
touched on,
uh,
everything has spirit.
Miriam's gonna
Um,
pause for a second, think for a
can I ask a
moment.
dumb
Goes, I
question?
could I real quick? Because I have something funny.
Go ahead.
Miriam's gonna pause a bit, think for a moment, and go, I wonder if spirits are kosher.
No, do Garou eat people?
Do what?
Do Garou eat people?
The
What?
guru
No.
eat people.
Yeah.
Uh, Black Spiral Dancers do from what I've heard, but guru no.
Okay.
Used to, which is a different topic altogether, which Miriam would probably be developing Guru Lore 1 or 2 by now.
Miriam picked up Guru Lore 2 last night, so
So she knows about at least she's been hinted at the Impergium.
hmm
Ah.
Miriam's gonna say there apparently was a time when the Guru did strike down at people.
Ah.
We don't anymore. Uh,
What does that to stop?
Riot looks at Abel and she goes, "Well, what the fuck?"
There
huh?
was a time when the Celestial Chorus hunted dream speakers.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, they call it the burning time, and I and my particular part of the
Oh,
chorus were not involved.
I know about the burning times. Of course I do.
Yeah.
What confused you, right?
Hated heroines, subjugated and persecuted by the holy, deadly institution, mere victims of narrow-minded prejudice and vestigial judgment.
And the part of the chorus that believed that it was a good idea ended up leaving the chorus, and the rest of them decided it wasn't a good idea and tried to stop it.
Well, I'm happy that there was some goodness amongst you and yours.
Yeah, but if you ever meet the Templars, that they thought that it was still a good idea.
That's what zealotry will do to you.
Yep.
What confused
Uh,
you, Riot?
Not confused so much, but we ate people in the past? Are you fucking kidding me?
It's called the Impergium. It was stopped by a group of Guru, now known as the Children of Gaia.
I've heard of them, yeah.
Uh,
I'd like to meet some
Basically,
of these.
we had one, but he left the city for other reasons.
No, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, we kind of need him right about now. Well, it was instigated by a group now known as the Red Talons, but we as a
Oh,
nation
them.
once did, but we don't anymore. Stopped by the Children of Gaia. Uh, it's a worm-tainted practice, which the Black Spiral Dancers still continue till this day.
So if a werewolf tries to eat me, it's a BSD.
Most likely.
Most
Or
likely, or they're in the thrall of the worm,
or
or
they're or they're a there's a few wolves that seem to just not like mages.
Oh, I say they're jealous.
we're going back into the Red Talons, which they hate all humans.
It's not just the Red Talons. There's apparently a Get of Fenris that wants me dead.
Well,
Yeah,
anybody who can
it's
get you, Mary, is going to come through me.
uh, as
I'm
long
not
as you're with
entirely.
me,
I'm
no.
not entirely certain. I've been told to keep. I've been told to that part of the reason I'm staying here is for my own protection, and I'm willing to believe it.
Dead Man's Lament is blinded by his own is a metaphor and blinded by his own the rage of his own auspice, which is the full moon.
Oh, one
I'm
of
gonna.
those.
Yeah, and Miriam's gonna look at Riot, and she's gonna look at Abel, and she's gonna say, "I don't mind you even telling him this, but if he tries anything, he's going to find himself unable to access that rage."
Ironically, he has not shown
Smirks.
up at all after after the Paradox spirits showed up, and not to
Interesting.
mention the elders are looking for him now.
Interesting. But yes, I don't mind telling you this, and I don't mind you telling him this, but if he tries anything, he will find himself unable to have any rage. In fact, he may find himself believing he is a 6-year-old little girl.
For the rest of his life.
Yeah.
I already
Mary,
had to.
Mary, you could have me braid his hair. It would be beautiful.
I already had to. Before I went on my 2-week vacation, I had to pull him off the judge, which now, in retrospect, I wish I didn't.
Yeah. It's
But then that would have left you unprotected, looking at Miriam.
That's fine. I made my decision to take responsibility, and I've shielded my friends from the wrath of my own actions. So
I didn't act alone. I feel responsible.
Yeah,
you
you
are
really
not
didn't.
you are not responsible. I am the head of the cabal. That means it is anything that happens in that chantry is my responsibility. I knew that when I took over the cabal.
Well,
We
I don't
all.
like that I don't like that you had to go on trial because of one of my mistakes. Your life was in
I'm
danger.
Yes, it was.
We
And
all
I
had a.
understood that, but if I didn't go on trial, then the entire cabal's lives were in danger. I did what I had
Ladies,
to keep everyone to keep everyone safe.
Well,
Wait.
couldn't you have said something first? You worried the shit out of me, Mary.
I didn't really have time. I basically had to run before we were blood hunted.
Ah, bullshit. You can't send me a head mail?
I couldn't at the time because I hadn't developed that level of power.
Ugh.
We all had a hand in it. I had to do what I had to do along with Miriam. But then, what's
Well, only thing I know is I'm glad that I'm fireproof. Because that chantry went up while I was in it. With green fire. I was sitting there researching. And foosh! Yeah, good thing I don't burn.
did you happen to get cleansed? Because that was balefire, and basically that was worm tainted fire.
No. It scorched my clothes, but it didn't touch my skin.
Oh, that's a good thing.
And I'm pretty sure given where she just was, that Armor of God would have cleansed her if he noticed anything wrong.
Okay, that's good because healing balefire is basically constitutes pretty much how you would a medical professional heal cancer with chemo.
Yeah,
Jesus.
it's. I'll put it to you this way: amongst mages, Armor of God is the most powerful chorister in the city, and the chorus is probably the best mages to go to if your soul has been damaged.
All right. Oh, that's
If there's
good.
at least amongst us, if Armor would have noticed something going wrong with her at where she was and would have cleansed her. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong there.
What would that mean? What would that mean? Would I still be here?
No, you'd still be here. Healing souls is part of the Chorister Creed.
Oh, okay. Well, that helps.
Yeah.
Well,
We are all one. We are all one with the one in the prime, and if a fellow mage is damaged in their soul, it is our duty to repair it.
well,
Well, I guess Lady Luck must have been on my side.
well, it's good that you got to armor when you did.
You know, he was the only
how I
person
got
that
out.
go to about all this.
How I got out, I pretty much was. I rode the shockwave like a rag doll into the heart of the sept here.
I had to crawl out to the
Yeah. I am not sure how I wasn't incinerated. God must have protected me.
This protected me. She holds up her bracelet.
Oh, speaking of which, Miriam will reach into her pocket and hand over a ring.
Oh, thank you. I hope it helped you.
It did for what I needed it for.
Well, that's good. She'll slip it on her finger.
And Abel is going to roll perception from large on the ring. And Abel notices it's
magic. Magic.
Yes, it is very magical. And so is the bracelet.
It's a minor wonder, so yeah.
Which is kind of funny. That's the same dice pool as magic. So so there we go.
Yeah, it's magic.
See something you like, Bob? She winks at Eggle.
Hey, actually, with that roll, I'll give it to you as well. Miriam's got an active effect on her skull.
On her what? Her skull?
Yeah,
her skull.
she cast it. She's got a spell active on her person right now, constantly doing something.
Okay, that's a curious artifact, and what is up with your head?
I've got a bit of self-protection going on.
Wow.
Mind shield, I take it.
No, actually, it's scanning the minds around me, and if anyone thinks about putting their thoughts into action and trying to kill me, they get a little burst of all of my memories of the good things I've done for the Guru Nation, which should provide a nice distraction as I realize where they're at, because I'll feel it
You
go
get the
off.
hell away.
Well, no. Then I turned to the thing that thought about killing me, and I give them the mental capacity of a 6-year-old girl. Yeah.
Oh man.
You see, it's I'm gonna judge it at the time, but if someone actually tries to kill me, they're gonna get a nice little burst of memories.
All right.
That's handy. My ring protects me from I think what you call bale spirits. It it actually deters them at first, and if they try to get near, it flings them away.
Interesting. That repels veins.
Yes. Yeah, and this bracelet, it actually looks like a desiccated salamander biting its own tail as it wraps around its wrist. Its eyes are closed, but they're bright red if they were open. They only open when it's active. And this helps me. This gives me a power over fire. I can create, manipulate, and I'm immune to it.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's handy.
Just to give you some context, it's easier for us mages to bend the rules rather than break them. But if we make a thing that breaks the rules, then it takes those consequences instead of us.
Yeah, I don't like paradox. I don't want to walk away from here with a penis growing out of my ear canal. Okay, that's not cool.
Oh wow.
I just
Okay.
Yeah, Miriam looks at Jezebel a little bit incredulously, and then she just says, "I just get nosebleeds."
Riot just raises her eyebrows. She's like, "What?"
No,
There are consequences for breaking the rules.
yeah,
and that's
reality
the price
doesn't
that
like
comes.
it.
Yeah, that's
Reality
the price.
doesn't like it and you twist it, and so it tends to lash back at you when you push it.
That's
And it
the
can make
price.
very, very bad things happen to you.
That's the price
being
for our
funny.
power.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so we
Interesting.
yeah.
It's even worse than that. If there are a whole bunch of sleepers and normal mortals around, we basically can't do shit.
Yeah. Well, you could tiptoe around
I can use
things, or
some like coincidental magic, but that can
Seraphim?
only go so far.
Seraphim, there are
Yeah?
certain aspects to how we work that I would rather not give away to the entire Guru Nation.
Oh, fine. I'm sorry.
There are also ways of being coincidental even while people are looking.
Yeah, I should know that.
Yeah, one of my personal favorites is to just claim you're filming a movie.
Smoke and mirrors, couple cameras.
Yeah, or of course there's the classic Celestial Chorister way of holding up a Bible and screaming "Hallelujah" as you do it all.
Wow.
It
Okay.
works.
Oh, wow.
It works. I mean, you're just performing a miracle. Those happen, right?
I don't know if you want the kind of attention that's going to earn you.
Yeah, but it's still a possibility of things you can do, right?
Right.
I suppose if that's your style.
Yeah, but you're not going to see any mages around here flinging fireballs unless they've got some way of mitigating the reality shouting at them as loud as it can. You can't do that.
And it would help if we got rid of this, the paradox spirits.
Yeah, they enforce the rules, and that makes it hard to do things around here. Also, you should probably... How do I put this? You'll also notice that that's one of the reasons why mages like operating the Umbra, because the Umbra has less restrictive rules.
Oh, there are even better places than that.
Oh?
Well, like the Horizon Realms.
Yeah.
No paradox there.
Or if you just want to make the investment, you can make a sanctum.
Oh, there you go. We should
You just
definitely
need
go for that.
Yeah. Oh, Seraphim, and actually Riot and Abel, I'll invite you too as well. In a couple of days, it's a Jewish holiday, and I'm making food. You guys want to celebrate with me?
Sure.
Yeah, not the balls.
No, actually, it's Shavuot, which means that you have to make food with cheese.
Oh, yummy.
Yeah, and matzo balls tend to be made with chicken soup, and you can't have meat with your milk.
Oh, okay.
I don't keep kosher most of the year, but I try to keep kosher for the holidays that you're supposed to do it for. So
I understand.
That sounds
then
interesting.
again, and she looks back at Abel. I know I said this kind of incredulously, but I do wonder if spirits are kosher. I mean, seriously, where would that fall? I mean, they aren't land animals. They aren't birds. They're not shellfish. So that's a plus in their end.
All I know is there's representation, reflections and representations of their earthly counterparts.
So I guess they'd be as kosher as the thing they're representing.
Yes.
Okay. So
I think that's a hard thing to determine. I don't think there have been a lot of spirit-eating Kabbalists in our period.
yeah, but I suppose that means like a pig spirit wouldn't be kosher, but a cat spirit would be.
Jezebel just lost her shit. She's rolling on the floor.
Abel was just starts.
That would mean though you'd still have to kill them the right way, and you'd have to make sure you don't consume any blood, and which I suppose means you couldn't actually consume the gnosis if that's within the spirit. So
Okay. Wouldn't you need a rabbi to confirm it?
I don't know. I'll have to actually I'll have to find a mage rabbi and actually confirm it. Because I don't know any. I may be part of a Jewish faction in the Celestial Chorus, but it's an all-female Jewish faction, so I don't know any I don't know any mage rabbis.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I don't.
That's a challenge.
Women can't be rabbis.
My suggestion:
shitty.
don't.
No, we've got other roles we fill.
Don't ask a disciple or a child of Boar. Do they taste like the other white meat?
Well, they're not kosher, so I wouldn't.
But yeah, best bet there is kosher is what they represent in the physical world.
All right.
Or what I've gathered from talking to you.
There's an American Jewish concept of if you don't know what it is, then it's kosher, but that is not actually true. So I'll plan on not eating any spirits until I get confirmation from a rabbi, which means I now need to track down a mage rabbi.
Oh boy, oh joy.
I'm sure Armor knows one somewhere.
Why do you want to eat spirits anyway?
I just want to know if I can. It's not that I want to do it. I just want to know if you can. I mean, locusts are kosher, and I don't want to eat locusts.
Yeah, I don't want to either.
Okay.
Praying mantises are kosher as well, and I don't want to eat praying mantises.
So, you're telling me bugs are kosher?
Just locusts and praying mantises.
Oh, well, I wouldn't eat a praying mantis. They're too awesome.
Yeah, they're the only.
I could use that for better things than just eat it.
And
imagine being on the business end of a giant praying mantis. Come on.
Hey, I'll be honest. You want to know? There have been debates going on in the rabbinical community over the last 500 years about whether or not octopuses are kosher.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought all fish without fins were not supposed to be eaten.
All shellfish are not supposed to be eaten.
Okay.
And there's some
Is that
debate
I
on
thought
whether or
anything
not
without, I
there's
thought
some
anything without
debate on.
fins you're not supposed to eat.
She shakes her head. There's some debate about if the octopus's tentacles, which act as fins, and the flared heads, which also act as fins, count as fins. And
Well,
they do
no,
not
they
have.
get around
They
with
do not
that.
have.
They get
Well,
around with
yeah.
little jets.
That's why there's a debate, and
Okay.
why the status has switched back and forth about 5 times in the last 500 years.
I'm sorry. I think it's a bit silly. You've got an entire universe, and a deity is worried about what you're eating. Wow. Okay. He's got some weird.
This is the same deity that makes guys cut off part of their dicks.
Oh yeah. Hey, this is God. I'm sorry, but I really fucked up on the penis. I'm gonna ask you to chop a part of that off.
Yeah, and considering the fact that Miriam's first thing she told me when I first came back was, you try to make any unwanted sexual advances towards me, you will
Yeah.
be castrated from your rage.
Yeah, by their laws, given what my sentence was, technically any guru could try something, and I am planning on making them regret that decision. And the warder has given me, and she looks at Riot, and the warder has given me permission to do so.
That's
And my my response to her telling me that was looking down and telling her, saying, Miriam, you do realize I'm not Jewish.
And as I recall, I said that can be arranged.
Yes, I would be the first contradiction, the first Jewish son of Utena. This does not sound right.
Oh, I don't know. As long as you put God before Uktena, God doesn't say you can't worship other gods. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Yeah, but that depends on how you interpret it. Before me, meaning that there's a paradigm, or before me, meaning while I'm here, before me, in front of me.
It's
depends on how you interpret that.
No. It's ahead of me in Hebrew.
Okay.
Yeah,
I guess I have to respect that because that's where the Bible comes from.
Yeah, it's.
And we're discussing OT right now, so okay.
yeah.
And Miriam, does anyone here speak Hebrew?
No.
In character,
No.
I mean?
No.
Then Miriam says something in Hebrew that nobody gets.
And then Jezebel says something in Japanese that nobody gets.
Yeah.
Miriam shrugs and then says something in Yiddish that nobody gets unless they have Yiddish.
Abel, let me roll this because Abel is already knows Yiddish curse words.
Does he have Yiddish or German because she's not using any curse words?
No.
Then no, he doesn't get it.
Okay. But yeah, and he says, well, make matters even more funny. I was and my dedicated clothes kind of went bye-bye in the Silver Lake.
Yeah, he was buck naked when he showed up.
Bow chicka bow wow. You look at a pretty girl like Miriam, and then you got to worry about that whole sundial effect, right? What time is it? Hey, Abel.
That's fine. That's fine. All my clothes were pretty scorched by the time I got here.
Oh man, I had to run around in the gi for like an hour and a half. It looked like I was straight out of an anime. God.
At the time, I didn't have it in me to even think about anything have blood go into sundial effect.
Old flesh balloon stayed limp for a while, did it?
And
Near
for
as
the
I could
longest,
tell, though, they can't do that in the big, giant, scary form. So you could always do that if you wanted to hide in direction.
uh, and I to make push the whole thing.
Now,
Sexuality was kind of taboo for me for the longest time, considering Miriam already knows this, but my dad wasn't the nicest person, and that's an understatement.
Yeah. Just remember, by a pretty reasonable interpretation of your litany, I don't mean to lecture you on your own litany, but from what I was told, it's part of your duty to sire the next generation of Gaia's warriors.
And I also said that I'm going to be pretty much catching up for like uh, playing catch up of 4 years within a month.
damn. You're going to be raw, you poor boy.
Catching up
And
mentally, considering sexuality was taboo for the longest time until the Silver Lake.
You know, I can help you if you need to, because as a mind mage, I can make things a little easier.
Yeah,
And
but
Jezebel's a life mage who could do things from the other end. Sorry,
here's
Don't
she wouldn't have said that. She wouldn't have said that. I'm sorry, Seraphim. Bleh. She wouldn't have said that. She would out of character mistake.
here's the thing. When I say catch up, I'm going to be going through the awkward years of puberty when it comes to sexuality within a month to catch up.
Oh,
You saw
that
how
is,
I
I could make it. I could help you make that less awkward.
great.
Your voice is going to get all Pee Wee Herman-esque, and you're going to get covered with pimples?
No, the awkward.
He's
Awkward.
gonna be discovering girls for the first time.
Aww.
Yeah, I already had the awkward moment of listening to her talk to the warder about on this subject already, and everybody would notice the very sizable deepening of the redness in his face.
Abel,
Aww.
Abel,
You put the hand on Abel's shoulder. It's okay, dude.
Abel.
we all come out of the womb that way.
Yep. I'm gonna give you a gift, okay?
Okay.
And she's gonna cast a thing. And she's gonna try again, not bothering to ritual cast because that was nothing. That'll do it.
Nice.
She's attempting to contact your mind. Are you resisting?
No.
Okay.
Again, he's already said he's still
very
open right now.
I know. I've gotta ask every time because my difficulties change if you're unwilling.
All right.
By the way, earlier when one of you said sire the next generation, yeah, Riot made a face like she was gagging.
Yeah. Out of character.
That didn't seem to appeal to her too much.
Yeah, out of character, Josie. If it is technically against the litany to be gay.
Yep. I don't think
because
she's gonna
mating for
let that
it's
stop
technically
her.
against the litany to use condoms.
What?
Right.
Yeah,
Whoa.
mating for non-procreative reasons is against the litany.
Oh, no anal sex, huh?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
So if they catch you doing it in the butt, you're in deep shit.
You're not in deep shit. It's you lose wisdom.
Oh, well, that's no good either.
Okay.
And if you don't, you gain wisdom and honor.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, Miriam does a thing.
Yeah. Okay. Abel.
Yes.
She's using mine too, so it's not too intrusive. But she's giving you confidence.
Okay.
Just a nice little nudge towards pride in yourself and just being confident and open. And you're going to be feeling that way for the next 6 hours.
Okay.
Dude, don't even be nervous. At least for you, it's not going to hurt the first time.
All right. Uh,
Well, I'm glad that the next time won't be my first.
well, that I feel a little bit better, thank you.
Yeah, like I said, I can make things a little less awkward for you.
Yeah. Oh,
Or she can make things super awkward for you.
Oh yeah, I could make things super awkward for you, or I could make it so you're not interested in anybody, or
question.
yes.
If you have a personal object of a certain guru, and I just happen to leave it here, uh, would you be able to tweak him?
It'd be easier if I knew where he was or if I could see him.
All
I
right.
believe I could. If it's very personal, I believe I could latch onto him, but it'd have to be very personal.
Do you have spatial arcana?
Yeah, I do have the spatial lore. I'm just saying that it makes things harder because not having direct line of sight still means I have to weave in the correspondence and stuff like that.
Well, I know where some of where Dead Man's Lament camps. I could get my hands on one of his personal items.
I don't want to fire the first shot with him. I want to leave.
Oh.
I want to leave my defenses up. You know what they do.
Uh-huh.
And if he tries to come at me, then he's gonna find his mind is going to be empty of a lot of things.
He wants
Oh,
to know,
I wanted to
Barbie
see
is coming
him.
out next. He doesn't want to hurt Miriam anymore.
Yeah, or at the very least I can make it so that he sees me as some kind of angel or something.
Oh, I wanted to see him act like a 6-year-old girl and have sexual advances to a goat.
Oh!
Or I could just make him gay.
Actually, that would work, considering he is a metis.
Well, then that would work less, because those don't work, don't they?
Well, yeah.
What's a metis?
When two guru have sex, they end up with a guru whose natural form is the big, giant, scary, 9-foot-tall starling beast,
Uh-huh.
and they're sterile.
And
Well-
almost always born with a deformity, like if somebody, brother and sister try to do it.
Yeah, it's the guru
So-
equivalent of inbreeding.
So you guru can't really breed with one another effectively.
Mm-mm.
As far
That's
as I
shady. What's with that?
as far as I understand it, they need to do it with humans or wolves.
Yeah, but that's what kinfolk are for.
Yeah, that they make it a lot more probability of making more guru a lot more higher.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see. So kinfolk are like part human, part Garou people?
They're the children of Guru that didn't become Guru.
Oh.
They
That's-
have blood of wolves, but the blood didn't take into where they can shapeshift into the big snarly.
Could a kinfolk ever be called to the cause?
Like if they could become one eventually.
Yeah.
Out of character, there's a canon conflict on this. It's generally speaking, White Wolf has said no, 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 except for the last Mind's Eye Theater thing, and so we don't know if it's going to be the right, which is called the right of the bite, is going to be introduced into W20 at some point or not.
Ah, the bite, huh?
There's
There's a canon conflict, so whatever you say is going to be wrong.
there
boy,
is there is a ritual. It's very worm tainted, and it's not used unless the guru is giving it willingly, and 9 times out of 10 that's upon death.
Wow.
Their pelt upon death.
So it's like you have to pass the torch with some kind of bad ritual.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there's out of character. There is that one though. That's probably the only right answer Abel could have given.
Yeah.
All right. There are kinfolk who are mages as well. Miriam will
I was
say
just
that
about to
as
ask
well.
that.
Yeah.
Agram. I believe
Agram.
his name was. His
Agram
name
is.
I've heard of the guy. I haven't met him yet.
I've met him. He's a nice guy. He's a spirit mage, and he's probably the only reason why I've got any chance around here anyway. So.
Oh, yeah. I heard he's. Yeah, I've heard he's decent.
Yep.
Well, thanks to you, I'm not in either of these girls' stomachs right now, so there you go.
If they tried that, then they would be finding themselves thinking very differently about a lot of subjects.
I'm not defenseless. Did you know that
I
there's a
know.
spore that explodes? Did you know there's a spore that explodes at 20 Gs? Imagine
What?
having a body of those. How well would that go for you?
Hey, if I learn a little bit more life, if someone tried to come at me, I could teleport them into orbit.
Okay. Yeah.
That would be very effective, I would think. It would give me a crap ton of paradox, but it'd be effective.
But
Well, you know, if you're gonna do magic, do it once and do it right.
Yeah.
But as far as like Guru, like me or Riot here, we won't eat you at all.
Yeah.
That's
If we can
unfortunate.
help.
Not at all. Well,
If
that's
we,
not fun at all. You know which girls like that, don't you?
not what.
Riot just face palms. She's like,
I'm sorry. I've spent too much time in the cult of with the cult of ecstasy in my past. I have a really perverted mind.
Yeah. And yes, they are exactly as they sound. Miriam says, shaking her head. They do run the best parties amongst mage kind, as far as I've been told.
Oh yes, they do. I would know.
Yeah. And the Celestial Chorus run the worst parties, as far as I've been told.
I was meaning in the cannibalistic sense.
Of course. Even though it technically wouldn't be cannibalism because you're not human and I am.
Actually, that's a misconception. We're flesh and spirit.
Oh, okay.
When we're born, we're pretty much like any of the kinfolk. Then Gaia just says, "You shift now."
Uncle Sam wants you to enlist in the military.
Wouldn't that be Auntie Gaia wants you?
Yeah. Or rather, mother. Gaia's more of a mother figure.
Mother. Well, in the sense of me and my little brother, it was more of, okay, I'm done with this guy. These kids need to get out, and she just basically grabbed a hold hold of the freaking thing, of whatever mystical thing holding us back, and she went snap.
Oh.
Yeah, I consider myself lucky, actually. My awakening was done the right way.
Well, you know what I was into before, and then this happened to me. It's not
Yeah.
like I was expecting or wanting it. And here I am.
The hardships in my life mostly happened before I woke, because I grew up in what is affectionately called an ultra-Orthodox community,
Uh-huh.
and
Well, I'll tell you this. A whole bunch of black cultists came and kidnapped my husband while I was in an archaeological dig, way before I awakened. That's what led me to hunt.
yeah,
It was the
well,
love of my life. And now I'll never see him again.
I wanted to study computers all my life. I was damn good at it. I got straight A's in school, and I got a scholarship to MIT. And my
Nice.
father would not let me go
Oh, denied.
because I had an arranged marriage, so that I could spend the rest of my life on my back, giving birth to the next generation of Hasidic Jews.
Barefoot, pregnant, and in the kitchen.
Wearing a wig, yeah.
No, not interested.
No, so I left and joined the Navy at 17. So,
Wow, the Navy, huh?
yep. Spent 4 years as a radar operator in Iraq,
Wow.
and then I got back. After I got what was called promoted out, meaning that I hadn't earned a promotion, but I was too old to stay in the position I was in.
Uh-huh.
And then I couldn't find any work because I didn't have a computer science degree. I just had radar operator license, and nobody stateside wanted a radar operator who wasn't also a pilot.
Wow.
So I turned to a life of crime, and I'd found my faith again after having a crisis of conscience, and I awoke in synagogue.
Wow. I wonder what that must have been like.
It was a revelation from God.
I don't exactly remember where I was. I think it might have happened in my sleep.
That happens often.
Yep, I just woke up, and all of a sudden I knew and saw a whole bunch of things that I couldn't before. Before I, not even being willing to open my mouth to any of my vigil, I just disappeared. They were very, very zealous. I mean, we never saw anything but the bad side of magic, and the infernalism, and the demonology, and the black, and that really casts a shadow on all magi. And unfortunately, not all of us are like that.
Exactly.
But I don't think my vigil would have known the difference. I would be dead right now.
There are hunters who are willing to work with mages, but there are hunters that want to kill all mages.
Well, and then there are people like me who are hunters and mages. Armor of God took me right back into the fold. He opened his arms and just welcomed me. It was so beautiful. I've never felt like that before.
We are all children of God. The one in the prime calls us all to our true calling.
Yeah.
And it is up to us whether or not we listen to that call.
Yeah, well, he guided me. That's all I know. So, when is this green dragon thing going down? Where are we doing it? How is it happening?
We're still collecting information.
Where should I start? I can help to that extent.
Work with Aline.
Okay.
It's
Well, Aline is supposed to be teaching me spiritual arcana, so I'll probably
Yeah, it's Eileen's working with some of the elder mages in the city to build and maintain the box. That is going to be our role in this fight. We're going to
Uh-huh.
build the box. We're going to help the guru find the thing. The guru are going to shove it in the box. We're going to keep it in the box.
Okay,
All right?
I understand. I just wish there was more I could do, aside from just be there with Aline and lend him whatever support I can, because I don't have any spiritual esoterica.
Being able to understand the spirits is going to be very useful.
Yeah. Well, that's in Aline's category.
Yeah. I've also give Aline my best. We've been depending on him quite a lot.
Well, I used to bury my nose in books, and then the library went up in green flame.
Yep.
It's been hard to do research. I've had to go to the hub in order to do that now. And that's way out of the way. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass, and apparently they're sitting on a green dragon node too.
What?
Yeah.
So how are we going to keep this from happening again?
Tell them if you go there, and you didn't hear it from me because I don't particularly like them, and I don't want them knowing that I'm the one who told you, I would suggest to them that they close off their node.
Okay. And how is that? Can this happen again?
Yes.
Fuck!
There are apparently many nodes where Green Dragon has influence throughout the city. I just know that the hub happens to be one of them.
Is there any cleansing the node rather than shutting it down?
Abel tried that.
Oh, shit.
So close it and make it so it's not a nice big open hole, and we'll figure out how to cleanse it while it's closed.
Oh, I guess that'll work.
All right. And that's the first thing. The second thing is Aline and Armor can probably lead you to the Chorister Library within the city.
Uh-huh.
Because we have a decent amount of lore.
All right, that'll help me.
Because I'm not sure if he told you, but Aline has joined the Celestial Course.
Yeah, he told me himself that he's a techno shaman.
Yeah.
Kind of like yourself.
Kinda.
Less shaman, more techno.
Yeah. Well, technically, I'm working with mathematics, and I just let computers do half the work.
It's sacred geometrical principles, alchemy. I understand the principles, basically.
Basically. Miriam will take off her necklace, and she'll say, "You see this hole right here?
Yeah.
The other nodes represent various aspects of God, and that hole represents where all of them come together."
The one in the center of the tree?
Yes.
I see.
It is a tree of life, and those who hold fast to it are happy.
I understand. You walk the paths. You adhere to specific nodes depending upon your nature.
And you try to seek the wisdom with where all is one.
I think we're naturally in touch with that, but that's just my own system.
Either way.
Yeah, so I want you guys to know that I actually am running an apothecary business. It's called Gaia's Garden. I thought it would interest you guys, given your beliefs. Here's my business card. It's a lilac purple card with sans serif text italic on it. It says Gaia's Garden and Apothecary. Incense, oils, and brews. Floral services available. It has a Kundalini serpent next to a tree of life on the bottom, in gold.
Sandwiches. Josie, you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm here.
Okay. Sorry, you've just been quiet.
Yeah, sorry, with getting food.
So if you guys need any herbs or brews or incenses, you need any help that a florist can provide or an apothecary can provide. I also have other options because of my magics. Just feel free to stop by anytime.
And if you need any help that I can provide, I'm here. I may not be an herbalist, but I know technology very well, and I'm a mind mage. I can find people throughout the entire city, stuff like that.
I'm entropic,
Nice.
famously. My ability is to lay blessings and curses.
Good to know.
Yeah, that all sounds quite useful.
Yeah. If you give a mage enough time, they can perform any feat, but that time may be measured in decades.
We are Batman. If you prepare us, we can conquer anything.
Nice.
Miriam was going to look for a moment. She's going to turn to Seraphine and say, "Batman was totally a son of Ether."
Yeah, he was. I wonder if Tesla was awakened.
I'm going to roll Mage Lore, actually.
Batman was the thing. Was one y'all?
I'm joking, but Batman would have been a son of Ether, and Miriam will look at, because I made that Mage Lore roll, Miriam will look at Seraphine. Tesla led the Sons of Ether out of the technocracy.
Wow.
He was the head of the tradition during that time
That's really
period.
something. That makes sense considering everything he was capable of. He was an amazing man.
Mm-hmm. But Edison apparently was leading the faction that stayed in the technocracy and joined the Void Engineers.
Well, fuck Edison.
Yeah, and that explains the entire War of the Currents now, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'm sorry, the only thing Edison ever invented was a way to steal credit.
I see you watch epic rap battles of history too.
Yes!
I'm so down with revolutions, I invented the swivel chair.
Wow. Oh.
Either way, hey Riot, you wanna hang with me at the shooting range for a bit?
I wouldn't mind it, sure.
Yeah, I want to get back into practice, because if there's a big fight with Green Dragon coming up, I might want to be able to take some pot shots.
Yeah, I guess that might be pretty useful for me too.
All right, and yeah, Miriam's gonna head towards the shooting range.
I'll leave y'all two girls with their guns. I gotta go check in on my mentor. Apparently, he's been feeling the effects of too much exposure to the Umbra.
That's probably a good idea.
Oh.
Hey, guy.
All right, I think the scene's going to be ending, but I want to cover one thing with Riot real quick. I've been showing off this ability for a bit, and I may as well show it off again.
Sure.
Miriam does drill at the shooting range in a very military style, meaning that she spends about 10 minutes practicing drawing and undrawing her weapon, drawing and holstering her weapon, because she's got a hidden holster in the small of her back, and you want to be able to drill that you can draw quickly, and then it's unload a clip, reload, unload another clip, and then check your grouping. It's a very military drill style practice, and she does it very well. And then on the second try, she aims and prime infuses a bullet and lets that go. And you've noticed that there's a couple of targets that she's done this to already, but when it hits the target, it leaves these big giant cracks in the target that do a lot more damage than a bullet should.
Show off.
Neat trick.
Yeah, the bullet is, when I do that, the bullet's not striking the target, it's striking the thing that holds the target together.
Yay, pattern striking.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and I've been adding it to my regular drill to make the effect easier to cast.
I just like to use a blade. You know, I figure if I'm gonna do that to somebody, I at least should be able to look into the water whilst I do so.
Well, they didn't teach me blades and basics.
Well, I had to learn. You know, I encounter men with an issue from time to time. I'm sure you can believe that easily. And sometimes logic, they don't listen. They only listen to being thwacked in the head.
Mm-hmm.
While Abel's probably has weird chill go down his spine, and he gets the feeling he was probably glad he excused himself when he did.
Huh, what now? I didn't hear any of that.
Abel gets this weird chill go down his spine because he's the only male, and wasn't the only male in with the group, and when he goes off to go check in with his mentor, and he's like, I'm gets this weird feeling that he might want to keep his protect his what he says around Seraphim. He has no idea why.
Seraphine isn't approachable. She's just, you know, very slow going and doesn't warm up to people easily. You see, she's been hurt a lot. You gotta understand, she's been around.
Yeah. Anyways, think this would be a safe place to get out, leave here.
Yep, I just wanted to
Sure.
show that off with Riot.
All right. And thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, viewers. We had 2 viewers, televiewers, for watching. And as always, this has been an edition from Minneapolis by Night. The Groove Venue, where everything is furry and have claws except for their human family.
And the points don't matter.